All right, let's build a NAS. Well, as you can see, Amazon showed up today and dropped off all the equipment to build my own NAS. Now, for years and years, I've used Google Drive, and I've upped and upped the space that I've needed, and I've gotten pretty good use out of it. It's usually just sharing stuff between clients and then having a little bit of my own personal space on there for photos, things of that nature. I use Google Pixel, so everything syncs seamlessly, and I use some of Google's AI features, but it is getting expensive. And then I wanted to have my own pool of resources for my data. I have a bunch of computers in the house. I have got 2 kids that have computers. I have a wife that's got a computer. I have 2 myself. So I want to be able to sync all the data back and forth. So here's what I got. So I did go with the UGREEN DH4300 Plus. I thought about going with the 1X, I think the DXP 4800, but when I realized that, I'm not going to be running a Plex server, I'm not going to be running a whole bunch of movies, things like that from it. So this should be perfectly fine for what I'm doing. It's going to be accessing data, through my network, and outside of my network, it's just going to be moving, files, raw files, things like that. I did get a bunch of hard drives. They're all, I got 4 12 terabyte hard drives. And then I did end up getting a new switch for my home here. It's a 2.5 gig switch because that's all this one will do. It won't do the 10 gig. And that's fine. I don't have 10 gig running throughout my house anyway. So we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this, get this set up, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so the switch that I went with was also a UGREEN switch, just happened to be on a pretty good deal as well. I'll link everything down below. They're all affiliate links through Amazon, so I get a little bit of commission. So if you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and click that link and buy through there. I get a little bit. But like I said, it's a 2.5 gig switch. It also has one 10 gig FSP port as well. I currently have a 1 gigabit switch right here behind my desk set up for everything up here in my office. So it should be pretty much just a plug and play to get this thing set up. There's the actual switch itself. Nothing special, nothing fancy. Feels good, feels like a switch. Made out of metal is what it is. So what else is in the box? We got the power cord. We got a couple feet. If you're going to stick it on the desk, I'm actually going to mount it to the back of my desk. So your typical power cord. I'm sure a little bit of literature in here as well. Yep, so just the instructions, switch, and they do send a couple of labels with it, which that's pretty nice. Anyway, if you never set up a switch before in your home or in your home networking, it's really simple. This is a unmanaged switch, so it means it's plug and play. So you plug it in, you plug it into the power, and then you plug your Ethernet from your router into one side, and then your Ethernet comes out all the other sides for your computers, or for, in this case, it'll be 2 computers up here that are hardwired into my LAN, and then the NAS itself. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go plug this in and see you back in a minute. All right, so the switch is all installed. That was easy. Just like I said, plug and play. It took me, 2 minutes just because I had to get behind the desk. Everything else is already there. I had everything already run for the previous switch, but it's just as simple as connecting the power wire, the LAN cable to your router, and then the LAN cable to whatever other computers or devices you're hooking up to it. All right, now let's unbox the NAS. Nice padded top. There is the box itself. And then I'm assuming the connectors. And that's it. All right, so accessory box. What do we have in here? Customer service to your warranty. We've got the instruction manual with a little user instruction guide. And it's in about every language that you can think of. We do have a small patch cable. Yeah, to go to our, we do have a small patch cable to go to our switch, which connects the switch to the NAS. We got our power cable, or the power brick. The other one's going to be the power cable. Yep. And they even give you a small little screwdriver, and they give you a couple bags of screws. So I'm assuming that these are going to be for the hard drive caddies. All right, now for the main part. And here's the actual device. So on the front, you've got a USB-C and a power button. On the back, you got the power connector. You've got your LAN port. You've got 2 USB-A's, and then you have an HDMI port. And then for your hard drives, it's all magnetic and pops right off. And there are your hard drive caddies. Squeeze them in, pull them out. There you go. right, so now that we have that all taken apart and unboxed, we're going to unbox our hard drives here. Again, I got 4 of these. So these are MDD hard drives. They are specific for the NAS. These are all 12 terabytes here. Now these are reconditioned, recertified, remanufactured, whatever you want to call them, hard drives. The cost of a 12 terabyte hard drive of these is about the same price as about a 6 terabyte brand new hard drive. I saved quite a bit of money using these, and they're recertified, they're reconditioned. We'll see how it goes. I am going to set this up in a RAID 5 configuration, so I am going to lose 12 terabytes of storage. So I'm going to have 36 terabytes total, and we'll be able to lose 1 drive. If 1 drive fails, all our data will still be there. Now, inside the box, you do have your warranty card. So all of these do come with a 5-year warranty card, which is the same as the new NAS hard drives. I went with these. They're recertified. They have the same warranty. And I got a little more storage for my money. All right, so I got them all unboxed, and what you have to do is you have to connect them to the little caddies that came inside there. So they go together with screws on the side. Some hard drives have 3, some hard drives have 2. These only have 2. Now, what I did make sure that I did when I took them out was to fill out the warranty card just in case I have to, send them back or anything like that. So hope that doesn't happen, but it's one of the reasons I got them was because of the warranty that did come with them. All right, and that's it. So here are the rest of them. I've already got them in. Put the last one in. All you do is slide it down in. Hear it click, and they're all in there. Go ahead and put the lid back on. Now this thing is ready to plug in and boot up. So I'm going to power it up. I'm going to connect it to the switch, and then I'm going to go over to the computer and get it all set up. All right, so I moved over here to the computer. Sorry for the image quality, kind of went down a little bit. But so first thing you do is you go to this website. It's find.ugnas.com. We'll come up and said you're supposed to follow the prompts. So there's my NAS. I have it plugged in, and let's go ahead and connect it. Device name, we'll call it Wolf Media NAS 1. We agree. Please set the admin account name. All right, so then it has you enter your email address and get you sent a verification code. So we shall return. All right, so here we go. Now we are into our NAS. So I want to set this up in RAID 5. So 2, 3, 4, set her up in RAID 5. So it shows that we will have 32.6 terabytes available to use of the 43.6. Math's not math, but it's also got the operating system, the apps, and all that stuff installed. So we'll see. All data in hard drive 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be deleted. Do you want to continue? Yes, because we're going to have to format it. Enter the password to do it. There it is. As I got it saved. And there we go. So there it is. It's creating the storage pools now, which I believe is going to take some time. Oh, maybe not. All right, so that's all done and good to go. Everything is good to go. External storage, I don't have any hooked up. So there is an update. So let's go ahead and update it now. All right, our update is done. So let's log in. All right. So we have successfully set up the NAS. All right, guys. Well, it is the next day. Everything worked out. I got everything set up. Got my PC, got my Mac, got my phone set up. That was really, really simple. The only thing that I didn't go over here was mapping the network drives, which is pretty simple to do. I can go over that if you guys want. I will give you guys a piece of advice. Now, if you scroll back like halfway through the video, when I was right after I set up the network switch, my audio kind of sounded a little tinny, or there was like some feedback and stuff. Well, what had happened was I ran my XLR cable from my microphone from here to my Rodecaster Duo, whatever it's called. I ran it to my audio mixer, and it ran over top of my battery backup and a couple of the power cables and stuff, because I shuffled the wires around. So if you have cable management and you have XLR cables or any kind of audio cables, anything like that, don't run them over your power or your battery backup. If you guys like this, let me know. Like, comment, sub, all that jazz. If you got any questions about it, hit me up, let me know. I'm still learning this stuff too, but I'm happy to share my experience with you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.